Good afternoon, June. Good afternoon. So I'll just go straight to the Q&A, no? And I'm Sockie. The introduction. I'm Sockie Fernandez. I teach at Saint Scholastica production, documentary filmmaking production, and at the moment I also direct and produce commercials. No. So the question of your professor June was that how is it now producing commercials during the time of the pandemic? Actually, what has changed in terms of the production of commercials now is the process. There are a lot of protocols which we never had before. For example, we everybody before the shoot needs to, not just even before the shoot, even for casting, for location check, they need to have a test, no? Before, okay na yung antigen test, no? Ngayon, it has to be the RT-PCR test, no? Which is more expensive, and at the same time, but it's more conclusive, no? So you needed to take tests, what you call this, during shoots. We have bubbles, no, which we stay. So it's not like before where I would go around in the set, I'll talk to the talents and all that. Now I have my own space, which is covered with plastic, my own laptop, and basically it's the assistant director who goes around and talks to the talent. I can talk to the talent also, but it's not like before where I'd really spend time with them, and I would sort of like stay on the set during the take. No, now during the take I have to stay in my bubble, and then I'll give instructions to my assistant director from my little cubicle. No, things like food now. No longer you had buffets before, where everybody would actually join in a meal, but now we have little packs now of lunch or dinner or breakfast, which we eat basically in our cubicle, or that sort of thing. We always have our masks on while we're shooting. The only person who takes off the mask is the talent, no, but everybody else has to have the mask. So there are things like that. And then like I'm shooting something now, no, where they're very, very careful with children. So for kids, you cannot shoot them, you cannot take kids out of their houses. So if you're shooting a talent, which is a child, I think anybody under 18, I'm not mistaken, basta pagbata, or is it 16? They have to be shot in their own homes. So which means, no, when you're casting for a talent, for a commercial, or for any shoot for that matter, you're not just cast for the talent, you also cast for the house, no? So if you choose a house, you choose a talent and then you check their house out, you just have to dress it up, or you're going to basta create a set within the house or within the space, pero hindi na pwedeng ilabas yung talent out of their homes. Things like that. It's changed. The process has changed. No, the creativity should not be. Should what you call this? When you think about it, should not change. In fact, you need to be more creative. But what I've noticed recently is that the storyboards that I've been seeing are mostly green screen. No, they're chroma, because then there are more. They are a little bit more controlled in terms of setup requirements. No, so like if I shoot in a studio, I just put a green screen and then I just change the background. If I want to have a house or if I want to have a beach, then I just what you call this, I do it in post-production. So I'm very busy right now, actually, when you think about it, are the editors and the people who do post-production, because a lot of the work is done in post. No, let me see, those are basically the safety precautions that people have to take. No, so yung shift in trends naman, yun nga lang is, no, parang since the production now is it's more controlled, and it's so difficult now to go on location. You can't go on location. You can, but well, now mag-ECQ, hindi na pwede. But even when if it was GCQ, when you go on location, it's so difficult, no, because of the tests and all that. What I notice right now is the storyboards are getting simpler and simpler. So they're mostly, you see now, a lot of talking heads, a lot lot of blue screen, green screen, that sort of thing, no? And then parang right now, what's happening is you have less commercials and I think more digital content, no? So when you have digital content, what I'm saying is that the commercials, kasi it's normally 30 seconds or 60 seconds. Digital content is now, for example, it can be a 2-minuter, 3-minuter. It's going to be what you call this, uploaded on YouTube or uploaded on Facebook, yung mga ganyan, no? Or, di ba, or IG, but, the length, for example, is dependent on the length of IG. Like, I think for IG, it needs to be a certain length. If it's, yung mga different platforms you have to check it out, no? But right now, it's not like before, where it was just basically TVCs, which we would show on television. Now, we have television, but a lot of the materials I'm doing now is digital content for online, to be posted online. Let me see. Advice. But the only advice I have for advertising, guys, is just get better. I mean, don't stop. Don't compromise. No, learn your craft. Try. I mean, watch as many films, read as many books, listen to music. Meaning, what I'm saying is, in spite of the limitations of what is happening right now, never limit your creativity, keep learning. I teach production now, as I told you, no? And, it's not like before where you can actually face to face. And then, some schools are lucky enough to actually have editing facilities in their schools. But right now, I really, since it's online, I teach from YouTube. I mean, really, it's really DIY. It's do it yourself. And a lot of a lot of my students will be working from their phones or their laptops, and then they will learn how to edit from YouTube, and I will just guide them, or I will get somebody to speak about it. I get resource people, So parang kumbaga, I think the pandemic, the so-called limitations of the pandemic should not limit the creativity and learning process of all students. So keep learning, keep opening your mind. What you call this? I mean, I think later on, post-pandemic would be a different world. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the same as it was before, but I think the basics will remain, which is the basics of good storytelling, good lighting, good editing, good directing, good acting, no? So still hone up on that, and later on, when as the world changes, you will adapt to it, but your basic should always be the same and constant. Yun, is that all right, June? Okay, sige. Just if June, if there's anything else, just tell me and I will add to this. Okay, so good luck, guys.